live with studios in Midland and Odessa. You're watching CBS7 First Alert News at 9 on the CW West Texas.
I carry Eric Hill with me.
All month long, members of the nonprofit Carry the Load are honoring fallen soldiers and first responders by walking across America. CBS7's Isabella Garriga caught up with the group during their stop in West Texas. She'll share more in just a few minutes. Thanks for joining us for CBS7 News on the CW, and thanks to those of you joining us live on the CBS7 YouTube. I'm Laura Munt, and we start tonight with two stories that you'll only see here on CBS7. First up, in some oil and gas news, today two environmental organizations launched the Equal Pollution Protection Campaign. This campaign is based right here in the Permian Basin, and their mission, convincing the Texas Commission on Environmental Equality to extend strict air pollution regulations across the state. There are 6 TCEQ air monitors in the Permian Basin, 5 in Midland and Odessa, and 1 in Big Spring. Oilfield Witness reports 45 air monitors in Houston and 28 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Even though there might be some initial hesitance when we talk to people about this campaign, it has been overwhelmingly popular. Why? Because we're not asking for, what we're asking for is very tangible, very real, and very reasonable. That we deserve more air monitors and we deserve the same level of protection that other areas in Texas have.
Oilfield Witness plans to release a detailed report on air pollution in the Permian Basin this summer. And this morning, Senator Ted Cruz spoke with CBS7's Tyler Poglich in an exclusive story about the FAA Reauthorization Act of 2024 and what it means for Texans. Senator Cruz says that aviation is essential to jobs in Texas, and the industry creates hundreds of thousands of high-paying jobs. As part of the bill, the Midland International Air and Spaceport will get a terminal flight data manager, which is meant to help reduce congestion at airports and improve air traffic controller efficiency.
We saw tragically in the Panhandle the biggest wildfire in Texas history. It did enormous damage, and this helps marshal air resources to combat them, to monitor what's happening, to put firefighters in the right position to contain a wildfire.
The bill also directs the FAA to figure out ways to use unmanned aircraft systems in order to help wildfires.
Initially, the FAA had proposed putting advanced air traffic control equipment in 49 airports. I increased that from 49 airports to 89 airports, and it added 2 Texas airports to that list, Midland and Corpus Christi. And so as a result, the Midland Airport will get advanced technology to enhance safety, to enhance air traffic control.
You can find our full exclusive interview with Senator Cruz about the FAA reauthorization bill on the CBS7 YouTube at CBS7-News. We're going to take a pause now and talk your weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Tom Tiefer-Teller. Tom, what can we expect as we head into the weekend?
A lot of heat, okay? Get ready to go to the pool and try to stay cool because we're going to see temperatures into triple digits. And not much in the way of thunderstorm activity. A little bit continuing across northern portions of Terrell County, but the storms have really moved off to the east as everything's dying down with the sun setting and the loss of daytime heating. As we saw temperatures today, not all that bad, into the lower 80s out there, but you cross the river and we're into the 90s from Wink, Pecos, Fort Stockton, and down towards Presidio this afternoon. 94 in the Dryden area. As we're looking at beautiful conditions at sunset in Fort Stockton, where it's currently 81 degrees, upper 70s across the Permian Basin. So enjoy these temperatures while you can. A little bit of breeze out there, but not too much across the area, and all the gusts are below 20 miles an hour. As we're expecting a quiet overnight, and like I say, enjoy these temperatures while you can because a lot of heat's on the way here over the next few days.
Thank you, Tom. We're tracking crime now, where early this morning, 33-year-old Pete Gonzalez was arrested after he made threats to a woman and 3 children. Gonzalez was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and family violence. Midland police responded to a welfare check just before 4 a.m. at the North Ridge, Courts Apartments. MPD said a woman reported leaving her apartment after Gonzalez threatened her with a knife. Officers made contact with Gonzalez, and after negotiations with the police, he surrendered himself. We're talking some education news now for you. Third Future Schools, in charge of Ector College Prep, Lamar, and Sam Houston Elementary, is putting out clarifying statements today after news coverage from elsewhere in the state of Texas accused Third Future Schools of diverting funds from Texas schools to Colorado schools. Third Future Schools said in a statement, no Texas funds have ever been diverted to subsidize schools in Colorado. That statement went on to say that Third Future's state networks overseas fund for each state, and funds do not cross state borders. Third Future's statement clarifies that the central office is in Colorado, and that checks meant for Texas schools may arrive in Colorado, but are deposited into the intended Texas schools bank account. Third Future further clarified confusion about administration fees, that all Third Future schools must pay for centralized support services like payroll, HR, and school leadership. Midland ISD also released a statement about the confusion, as Third Future Schools is in charge of Lamar and Sam Houston Elementary Schools, and they will be until 2025 and 2026. That statement from MISD read in part, quote, MISD has been in communication with TFS and has been assured that funds for students served in Texas have not been used for schools in other states where they operate. MISD's full statement, as well as more information about Third Future Schools, is up on our website, CBS7.com. And Midland ISD has been seen a decrease in behavioral issues this school year. That's compared to last year. Those changes come after MISD increased their police staff by 150%. Last school year, there was 159 fights reported. In the 2023 school year, it went down to just 42 reported fights, and that's reduced by 73%. While that is significant improvement, the MISD Police Department is still looking for more officers.
House Bill 3 mandates that there's a armed security officer at every campus. We have 39 campuses, and the high schools obviously need more than one officer. And so to get that number, we would have to have at least 41 police officers.
According to Midland ISD, they're receiving more applicants because of the better equipment and training. And MISD is launching a new tuition-based pre-K this fall. There will be 11 seats available at Bowie Fine Arts Academy and 22 spots at Scarborough Elementary. Parents will have the opportunity to apply, and students will be selected via a lottery system. Tuition will be $350 monthly. To apply, parents can visit the MISD Central Office on May 28th or email prek@midlandisd.net. And Carry the Load. It's a nonprofit that honors fallen soldiers in the United States military as well as first responders who've died in the line of duty by walking across the country in commemoration. CBS7's Isabella Garriga was at one of their last stops until their final destination. She joins us now. Isabella.
That's right, Lauren. This year's Carry the Load West Coast team began their travels 2 weeks ago on May 2nd, right here in Seattle. With Memorial Day being next Monday, the West Coast team has one more week until they reach their final destination here in Dallas. Carry the Load offers an engaging and active way for everyday Americans to connect with and honor the sacrifices made by military personnel, first responders, and veterans. Today, they stopped in West Texas.
We've been walking all the way here to beautiful Odessa, Texas. We're going to Dallas right before Memorial Day. The Sunday before Memorial Day, we'll be going to Dallas with the rest of our teams that is across the country. All 5 teams come together for a big celebration on Memorial Day to honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice.
Now we know why Carry the Load does what they do, but what is the story and the name behind this organization? The movement began in 2011 when 2 veteran U.S. Navy SEALs marched for 20 hours and 11 minutes, aiming to remind Americans of the sacrifices made for their freedom.
This old World War II veteran stopped him and noticed he had something on his mind, said, "Son, who are you carrying? Who is on your mind?" That's where our tagline came from, who are you carrying?
How did Carry the Load get to be where they are today?
The next year, the National Relay started in 2012. They went from West Point, New York, all the way to Dallas, Texas. And then in 2017, we started the West Coast, and then now we have 5 total: the East Coast, the New England, the Midwest, Mountain States, and the West Coast.
And lastly, Who does Morrow carry?
I carry my partner on the ambulance who died in 21. It's still hard, still kind of fresh. Eric Hill was a great friend of mine, best friend. He was my dad's partner on the ambulance, and then he was my partner on the ambulance. Just an awesome guy, helped me fix everything that I needed. We were always hanging out, so.
If you'd like to follow the rest of their journey and for information on how you can volunteer, participate, and donate, you can visit our website at CBS7.com. And reporting for CBS7 First Alert News, I'm Isabella Griga.
Thank you, Isabella. Talking some local sports now. Midland High football is having their annual spring football game tonight at Midland Memorial Stadium. CBS7 sports director Jair Brooks Davis caught up with head coach Thad Fortune earlier this week and heard how the Anye Bulldogs have progressed. Jair?
I think as a program, we want to continue to develop great practice habits, and hopefully we've done a good job of that the past 3 years, but that's a fragile thing, so you have to work on it every time you get the opportunity.
With some football players leading the baseball team into the area round of playoffs, that opened some opportunity throughout the spring for the Bulldogs.
And on the football field, we've developed some depth. And some guys that wouldn't get as many reps if those baseball guys were here have been getting a lot of reps, but they're going to be back, and so we'll work them in and get them going, kind of get them into football shape the best we can, and the guys that affects, they won't miss a beat at all, so they'll hop right in there.
And overall, Thad Fortune has been pleased with the growth of his team over the past few weeks.
The leadership has stepped up. Their effort that they're practicing and playing with, the physicality day in, day out has been great. Continuing to improve upon those things, get ready for the spring game on Friday, and let that kind of boost us into the summer.
Be sure to tune in tonight for even more local sports coverage with sports director Jair Brooks Davis. And still ahead, country music star Easton Corbin is in Midland this weekend. And CBS 7's Matthew Alvarez will tell you when and where you can hear him perform up next here on CBS 7 News at 9.
It's going to be an exciting weekend at the Tailgate in Midland as they will be welcoming a big country superstar who actually joins us right here on CBS 7 to talk more about his performance coming up in the Tall City. It is Easton Corbin. He has been gracing stages with his memorable performances all across the country, and he joins us here. Easton, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, man, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course, and so you're going to be performing in Midland once again out here in West Texas. What are you most looking forward to?
Man, we love Midland. We love the people out there. I'm looking forward to redeeming myself from last time because during the middle of our set, we got rained out. It came a terrible storm, and we tried to finish the set, but it was just impossible because it was a crazy storm out there. But we're going to come redeem ourselves from that, hopefully this time, and make up for it.
It's going to be a great time, like you mentioned. Luckily, I don't think there's much rain in the forecast this time around. Kind of interesting. You came through West Texas, the desert, and there was rainfall whenever you did come through. Nonetheless, though, exciting time, like you mentioned, to perform out at the tailgate. What exactly are people going to be able to expect once they go out to the show this coming Saturday?
Man, we're going to play the hits. We're going to play some new songs. We might be able to play some covers. It's just about having a good time, man. And as long as our fans are having a good time, we're having a good time. If we're having a good time, our fans are having a good time. So we look forward to it.
And you mentioned some new songs that you've been working on. What's that been like for you, this project?
Well, we have a brand new song called Lonesome Drinkers, and we're going to be releasing the Lonesome Drinkers tour here before long. So we're probably going to give a little preview of that.
And also, what do you think, if you had to pick anything, what do you think is your most favorite part about coming to Midland, Odessa?
You know, just the fans know our stuff and they're familiar with our stuff, and they've been fans for a long time. We've been coming to Midland, Odessa for, ever since I've started, and it's always been a great fan base out there, and I just love it out there.
That is awesome to hear. Easton Corbin, he'll be performing at the tailgate at 6 p.m. May 18th on Saturday. You can find more information at the link right there at the bottom of your screen. I want to thank you, Easton Corbin, for coming on CBS 7 to talk about your event this Saturday in Midland.
Hey, thanks for having us, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Seeing y'all.
Well, we are going to be looking at things heating up quite a bit this weekend. We're going to talk about how hot it's going to get coming up next.
Now, from the CBS7 First Alert Weather Center, here's Chief Meteorologist Tom Tiefertiller.
Well, we are going to be looking at some warmer conditions in our forecast. Lots of sunshine. You can say goodbye to rain for a little while. Satellite and radar views showing what we had left in the mountain areas has dissipated, and most of the storms have moved into the Edwards Plateau into the southern hill country, where they're still dealing with some strong storms northwest of San Antonio. Back towards West Texas, though, we're going to get underneath this ridge of high pressure building back to the west, and that is going to really cause things to sizzle. We could be looking at temperatures into triple-digit territory coming up early as tomorrow, more like Sunday into Monday of next week is when we're going to be looking at that. And with us comes dry conditions in our forecast, so rain chances are going to go down here over the next 7 to 10 days. Let's take a look at the satellite and radar view showing you that we do have, for the most part, the rain showers moving off to the east, seeing relatively quiet conditions across the area as we are looking at warm conditions across West Texas at the present time, and that'll continue to be the case coming up for tomorrow. High temperatures today across the state. Again, looking at some 90s around San Antonio back towards Del Rio, 92 in the Presidio area. So not too bad with that 82 out at the Miller National Air and Spaceport, 85 in the Dallas area. Now, nothing doing rain-wise on the future cast as we move the clock ahead towards tomorrow, looking at a great afternoon. Just a few clouds drifting across and even less in the way of cloud cover coming up for Sunday. So again, we are going to be looking at, again, pretty quiet conditions in our forecast coming up over the next few days. So here's what we're looking at for the rest of tonight. We'll call it quiet out there with temperatures into the lower 60s across the area. Lots of clear skies in the forecast. Then tomorrow, maybe a cloud or two, but more like sun and heat. Upper 90s to low triple digits out towards Monahans and Pecos tomorrow as we have a west to southwest wind, helping heat things up quite a bit across West Texas and southeast New Mexico, and that's going to be the case as we could hit triple digits for the first time this year across the Midland-Odessa area coming up on Sunday. Triple digits hanging around on Monday, and next week a lot of things going on. High school graduations. Anything outdoors looks pretty good. It's just going to be a little on the warm side in those evening hours as rain chances stay out of our forecast.
Still ahead, by now you probably know that the #1 golfer in the world was arrested this morning. Scheffler reflects on the eventful morning up next. Across the nation, Scotty Scheffler, the professional golfer, current Masters champion and Texan, was arrested Friday morning after police say he drove around the scene of a fatal pedestrian accident in Louisville, Kentucky. CBS News correspondent Danya Bacchus reports from Los Angeles.
Video from ESPN shows Masters champion Scotty Scheffler being led to a patrol car in handcuffs early this morning.
Right now, he's going to jail.
Okay.
Okay, he's going to jail, and it ain't nothing you can do about it.
Scheffler was on his way to the Valhalla Golf Club when police say he failed to follow an officer's orders after a shuttle bus struck and killed a pedestrian. ESPN says Scheffler drove past a police car and was chased down and taken into custody.
I believe he attempted to explain who he was and why he was trying to get onto the golf course, but I'm not sure that information quite got to the police.
Scheffler said in a statement that he was proceeding as directed by officers, that it was a chaotic situation and, quote, a big misunderstanding of what I thought I was being asked to do. I never intended to disregard any of the instructions. The 27-year-old golfer was booked for second-degree assault of a police officer, third-degree criminal mischief, reckless driving, and disregarding traffic signals.
We'll just let it all play out. That's the extent of what we know. It's moving pretty fast at this time, but we'll litigate the case as it comes.
Scheffler begins the day 5 strokes off the lead at the PGA Championship. Michael George, CBS News.
Well, let's take a look at that CBS 7 First Alert exclusive 10-day forecast. Once again, we're going to see a lot of heat in our forecast. Tomorrow we'll be flirting with 100 degrees for Armed Forces Day. Lots of sunshine on the way on Sunday. That's when, for Midland, Odessa, we could see triple digits for the first time this year, and it's coming a little earlier than average this time of year. So again, we're getting a jump start on the triple digits. Looks like it's going to last into Monday and really next week. You know, there's a lot of things going on. I keep mentioning this, but this is the time of year. It seems like thunderstorms try to mess up high school graduations. I don't think it's going to be the case this coming week.
It's going to be really hot for those graduations.
Yeah, it's
Bring a fan for sure.
It's going to be hot, not too much in the way of rain in the forecast. So how do you beat the heat?
Oh, the pool.
The pool. I think that's everybody's favorite answer.
Yes.
You know, I like a good window air conditioning unit.
Oh,
turn
that's
it down.
good too.
You know, that really kind of helps you out.
Lots of fans. I keep lots of fans in my apartment. Lots of things to.
Keep the air circulating, as it doesn't look all that bad. Rain chances, if you want any of those, hard pressed to find anything anytime soon. So again, as we move in closer to Memorial Day, we are going to be looking at some heat hanging on across the area.
So stay cool. Get some of those like ice packs. They have those things that wrap around your neck that are cool. Get some of those. Stay cool.
Stay hydrated.
Stay safe. Have a good weekend. We'll see you Monday.